Hello everybody, I am here about to play some RollerCoaster Tycoon 2. The expansion packs are included, so we have Wacky Worlds and Time Twister. Let me go ahead and turn the desktop volume down a bit, and let's go ahead and switch to RCT2. But before I start that, I'm actually going to start it from scratch so we can see the little scrolling intro pieces. Let me see if it's working. Yes, it is. I'm going to have to resize it real quick. There we go. Alright, so here we are inside of RollerCoaster Tycoon 2. Oh, no idea what happened just here. Does not look... There we go. Anyway. Just the other day I made a video covering RollerCoaster Tycoon 1. I think it was just over an hour long. For the two people who are watching, please let me know if the audio levels are okay between the game audio as well as my microphone audio. So, let me modify this real quick so that it does not capture fraps. There we go. So here we are. Let's go to the scenario list. As you can see, I've completed quite a few of these. So for the beginner parks, I've done pretty much all of these. Challenging parks, I haven't done any of those yet. Expert parks, none of those. For the real parks, I did Six Flags Over Texas. And let's see. Let's go to challenging, and I'll just pick any one of these. I will be using cheats for some of these just to complete the scenario faster. This game's not too difficult. The main thing is money, because some of this stuff does cost quite a bit of money, and if you don't have it, it can take a long time to complete some of these scenarios, when it doesn't really have to necessarily. Anyway, let's go ahead and go through the descriptions of some of these, and see which ones we might want to do. Rollercoaster Heaven sounds kinda cool. You are a successful business tycoon on long sabbatical who desires to use this time transforming the city park into rollercoaster heaven. Money is no object. So it sounds like this scenario already has unlimited money, but that's not quite as fun. Let's see, build a flying themed amusement park in this abandoned airport. Your challenge is to build a high profit park on this paradise island. I kind of like the simple objectives where you just have to have a certain amount of people in the park and a certain park rating. Obviously, I've done all of those already, but there should be something. 10 different types of roller coasters operating in your park, each with an excitement value of at least 6. Let's see, park value of $300,000 at the end of October of year 5. That's not too difficult. Real parks, other parks, build your own Six Flags park. No. Convert a small mountain ski resort into a snow-themed amusement park. Monthly income from ride tickets of at least $7,000. Alright, here's one. To have at least 4,500 guests in your park, so this sounds like a really large play area. You must not let the park rating drop below 700 at any time. Okay, that seems pretty reasonable to do. Free of financial restrictions, your challenge is to expand this desert park to attract people seeking the ultimate thrills. That sounds about right, but before I choose extreme heights, I kind of wanted to show you guys, all 3 people who are currently watching, some of what my existing parks look like, because as you can see, I've done quite a few already. If I click on one of these, it will start brand new, so I will go to my saved game folder, which is not on your screen right now. And I'll choose Alcatraz and see what that looks like. So whenever I finish a park, the last thing I do is I zoom out all the way, just so I can see everything I've done so far. So it looks like people are coming in. No, they're not using the boat. Where is the main entrance to the theme park? Tons of people walking around over here and throwing up and letting go of their balloons. Oh, that was from whenever the scenario is completed successfully, everybody lets go of their balloons. I haven't played RollerCoaster Tycoon in a really long time. I typically stick with RollerCoaster Tycoon 1 because it's just a tad more simpler. So here is the entrance. We do have some rides. I'm not sure how many of these I put together or how many of these were just kind of pre-made tracks that you can choose from. You can see that this one here does have a bit of theming to it with this little building here, and as the roller coaster kind of goes over and around it. I don't really focus on theming too much because it takes a lot of time to put that together, and it really doesn't do much for the game itself. And while this stuff does look nice, it just takes a lot of time to do. Let me choose a different one and take a quick look at that. So this one is also in the desert. Just trying to open up something else yet, real quick. So here is this desert one. Pretty sizable play area, but only not a whole lot of rides, basically. Maybe 7 or 8 different ones. Basic up and down speed coaster here, just blasts out of the station, goes up and over the hill, and back around. Should be taking off any second now. There it goes. Given how abrupt the start is and how tight that turn is, I don't think this would be a very pleasant ride to go on. This one's kind of neat, little horse carriages going around the track. I think that this one I may have made myself. I usually like building rides where the entire track of the ride is kind of kept within its own area, so that it's a really dense track where you can pretty much see all of the ride from one little area, rather than something that just kind of goes around a number of different areas. This is kind of a neat little ride here. I'm going to show one more. Let me see what the very first scenario is in RCT2, and I'll take a look at that one. So Dark Age, Robin Hood. That one I don't see a saved game for. There's one called Prehistoric After the Asteroid. I don't see that one either. Is it named something else after you save it? So this one is called Sherwood Forest. So let me go ahead and open that one up. And here is my park. This one is based off of the very first scenario for this game. And let's see what we have going on. Here is the entrance we currently have. How many people in the park? Oh, 2,173. As you can see, I cheated for this one because I have almost $5.3 million. So we have some basic roller coasters, a pretty short Ferris wheel, basic water ride. I think I made this one from scratch. As you can tell, the entrances aren't really themed very well, so that's how you know how to put those together. I think this one may have been made by myself. This ride doesn't... Okay, it does have a name to it, so it's probably pre-made. This one's pre-made. This one looks pre-made. We have a little monorail station that goes all the way around the place. It has 3 different stops to help people move around the park easily. Anyway, let's go ahead and do what we were supposed to do, which is go to... No, it wasn't those. It was Extreme Heights, because this one we don't have any money restrictions. We just have to have at least 4,500 guests at the park and make sure that the park rating does not drop below 700 at any time. So that can be a little bit difficult in terms of the park rating. We don't have to worry about the guest count yet, because that'll get there eventually, basically. The park rating is currently 780, so we just have to make sure that the guests are happy, the rides don't have any cost to them, there's no entrance fee either. So it looks like everybody here has unlimited money to deal with. Looks like we only have one ride so far, and we do definitely have this massive play area to use. And what I kind of want to do to make things a little easier to deal with is lower the land or kind of flatten it out. I don't really have that large of a grid to do that, though. Let's go ahead and start by flattening this area out like that. And we'll do the same for these other spots. because the goal is just to have a park rating of 700, no lower than that at any time, and at least 4,500 guests at once. I'm not going to spend too much time on this one because, like I said earlier, I will be using cheats to finish this one successfully. And with the trainer that I'm going to use, it also does a number of different things. You can speed up the ride, the uphill portion of roller coasters. You can change the weather and a number of different things. And I think this looks good enough for now to place a number of different rides in this section. So usually the first thing that I take a look at when I start a park is the path. So we have one that goes underground here to the little burger station. Just making sure that the paths don't go into too many different directions. So it looks like I can go ahead and start building out a new path that goes this way. And now we'll start going down, and here we are. So this big area is where I'm going to be placing a lot of the smaller rides for the park. Whenever I start somewhere new, I typically start with the basics. No transport rides available, gentle rides, rowing boats, but we're in the desert, so there's no lake. Roller coasters, plenty of different ones to choose from. Thrill rides, let's start with the basics. So we will have the twist, and we will just place that. We can kind of put this one over here, like so. So we'll do the entrance here, and we'll do the... Actually, we'll swap these around. That way the entrance can be short. Or excuse me, the exit can be short. Like that. As for the entrance, we'll go ahead and set this to whatever this uses, which is the red entrance. So that one goes there. And we're going to have this curve around over the path here. And down right there. Open it up, set some music to it, and we're done. Close those windows so that ride is open. That takes care of that. We also have the up and down free fall one. You can't really do a whole lot of different options with this type of ride, so we'll just go ahead and leave it as the default one here. Let's go ahead and leave it at the highest point of the park, which looks like it's right here. So it should be a pretty impressive view for anybody who goes on this ride. Let's go ahead and set the entrance. And we're going to have the entrance go right next to this ride. And it looks like it might end up perfect. Let me rotate just to check. So yep, that one is perfectly right next to the line for twist. Now the exit we can have go onto the other side of the area here. Like so. So that one is complete. Let's go ahead and give it some music as well and open that up. Park rating has increased quite a bit since we started. It started at 780, I think, or maybe 760, and now it's up to 832. And let's go ahead and continue with something small. So the motion simulator, these types of rides usually do okay when it's raining, as it is a covered indoor type of ride. If you can even call it a ride. I guess it technically is. Moves you around. That's enough to qualify as a ride, I guess. So there's the exit, and now for the entrance, which we're going to have hit right here at that little intersection. we are. So that one is done. And now let's see. The only one we have left is a little go-kart track. I'm just going to choose this one because it's already made and it has theming, which doesn't look too bad. Let's go ahead and rotate it. And it goes right about here. The exit path already matches the rest of the park. So we just have to, I'm going to modify the entrance a little bit so it's a little bit longer. And then bring the exit path down here as well. Going to add a do not enter sign so that people don't waste their time going down the exit path, since that's pretty pointless. And are there any other long exits we can block? We can do it for this one, and we'll do it for here. And we'll add another one here. And trying to check the exit for this one. Looks like it ends up right here. I think I can modify this one to make the entrance a little bit longer. So let me change the exit path to something else. Different theming going on here. Oh, there we go. So there is the exit. Let's go ahead and put up a do not enter sign for here. And then as for the entrance, we'll just have it take up the rest of the space here. Since it's plenty long already. And there we are. Okay, so that covers that. If the red line ever gets too long, it should be good to go. Nobody is going on this, which is to be expected. We do have some employees walking around doing stuff. I'm gonna hire a few extra mechanics just to make sure that everything is taken care of if something goes down. Might as well hire a security guard as well. And sure. Nobody in line for this, and I don't think there's anybody on it. Go-karts I forgot to open. I'm going to go ahead and make a information kiosk right at the entrance in the middle of this area. That way people will buy things like umbrellas and park maps. So that's open up. Well, I can't use the word buy because everything here is actually free. Alright, next up, let's go ahead and build some roller coasters. And I'm going to go ahead and start out with this one here. It's kind of a more basic type of ride, but you can still get some pretty crazy stuff out of it. The platform will start here, and we'll just have it be fairly long. And we're actually going to start by making it go underground. Can't go as low underground as I was hoping. Whoops. Go ahead and turn that one off. Let's have it curve around here. And now we'll start the uphill portion of the ride. I always wished that this game would automatically lower the ground for you if you're doing something like this. Since we're going uphill. It's a pretty long uphill section here. And I'm actually going to have this curve to the left a little bit because we can still go uphill a bit more here, it looks like. Might have to straighten it out for a few sections. still too high for the supports. Let me change the angle here. Actually, this hill looks about as tall as this one. So we'll just have this one keep going up. Alright, so it says it's 205 feet high. This is a very long lift hill. And here we go, straight away and up. We're gonna have to stop it here. Now we can start going straight down. So it's going to be an even longer downhill portion, it looks like. It's going to be a very high-speed portion, so we'll flatten it out a little bit, add an on-ride photo section, and now we'll go ahead with a few basic turns here. I'm a little bit afraid that the speed might be too high to really do anything too crazy for this one. Let me see if we can do a quick test run. So first we have to have the entrance and the exits, of course. I always thought that there was a version of RollerCoaster Tycoon where you could actually finish or at least test a roller coaster before the entire track is actually built. But I guess not. So another basic downhill section here. Have to flatten this piece out. Not the most exciting ride, but it should be pretty high speed. Through the mountainous area that we have here. Now we're pretty much towards the end here, so let's go ahead and apply some brakes. And there we go. Let's go ahead and test this to see how it goes. I should be able to adjust the lift speed a little bit by a few miles an hour. Let's go ahead and test this one out. So far so good, nothing too basic. Now we have the very long uphill section. Yeah, definitely not the most exciting ride, but I think hopefully the high speed should be enough to give it a good rating. Currently up to 380 guests with a park rating of 885, so we're definitely above the 700 rating goal. Waiting for it to reach the top. any second now. Looks like a 45-second ride up. I wish the second train would have waited a little bit longer just in case the first one gets stuck somewhere. The second one won't be running into it. Here we go. Let's go ahead and keep track of the speeds here. So it hit 77 miles an hour. Not too bad. That's the only inversion that this ride has right there. I might be able to modify this section a little bit so that there's a lot more to the ride. Because really it looks like the longest part of the ride is actually the uphill portion, which is kind of lame. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this and expand upon this ride a little bit. So it looks like I can modify it right here. So we'll remove this piece for now, and we will carry on with more of the ride in this area. Let's have another half loop that goes to this direction, I guess. We'll have a large turn here. Whoops. Let's do another half. Oop, forgot to finish the turn. Let's do another half loop. And the corkscrew will go. No, it looks like something is in the way. No, we're good. And the ride is in the way a little bit, so we'll have to keep going straight for a small while here. It looks like we're still not in the clear. There we go. Twist 1 has broken down. That is the ride at the entrance here. I wonder if anybody's ever been on it. 0 guests. So for it to break down without anybody riding it, that's pretty bad reliability, I'd say. So we definitely added quite a bit to the ride in this section here. We have 4 times the amount of inversions that we had before. And now let's go ahead and bring it around town over here. The height around here is 65 feet, so we can go down a few here. Now we are level with this section. Now I just have to figure out how to bring this track over here. I'm gonna keep it simple. And I think that might be lined up with this here. Nope, just off by 1. There we go. So now it should connect. And let's go ahead and start it up again. I'd like to try and get 3 trains, so 5 cars per train. We can get 3 of them total. Let's go ahead and test it out. Keep an eye on that. While it's going through the uphill section, let's see if we can check out what else is happening. This is a pretty popular ride. Launch speed is 69 miles an hour. There it goes. Anything more than that and I think it might fly off. Let's see what guests are saying. Really clean and tidy. I want to go something more thrilling than this. I don't think anybody's been on this either. 4 people. Okay. I need to go to the bathroom. I'll go ahead and build some more of those right now. Let me still wait for it to hit the top of the hill. Here is a bathroom, we'll stick it right there. We'll also add some more food places over in this area. Just about to reach the top of the hill, so let's go ahead and watch it for a little bit. So top speed is about 76 miles an hour, so 1 mile an hour slower than when we had a few extra cars on the train. Should be able to go through the rest of the ride without any issues, hopefully. Looks like it's still carrying just enough speed to do this, although this uphill section bothers me just a little bit. Alright, so we have to stop this. And let me go back to 2 cars per train, or 2 trains per ride. I can't increase the lift hill speed anymore. I could have a few boosts, so right here I should be able to make a few boost sections for the ride. No, it doesn't look like it's available to me, unfortunately. Must have been from some other ride. So I guess what we can do as an alternative is don't make this portion as tall as it is, so that there's more speed carrying through the corkscrews here. So 105 feet should be enough to get through this, and then now we will go downhill. So that connects. Shouldn't be as much of a speed loss. Let me go ahead and see how high this portion, this section is here. It's not telling me that. So 95, this is 105, so this isn't quite as tall as this, so it should be able to have plenty of speed as it goes through. And it looks like twist 1 has broken down again, which I don't understand how that's happening. Nobody's been on it, so kind of odd. Looks like everybody's enjoying this one. It's had 358 guests so far, with about almost 1,250 on average per hour. This roller coaster is still doing relatively well. I probably could have made the entrance line a bit shorter, and this one could probably be a lot longer. I'll go ahead and modify this one after we do a test run of this corkscrew roller coaster number 1. It's just about to the top, so we should reach 77 miles an hour once again once it gets to the bottom of the hill. And here we go. Yep, 77 miles an hour, so it's just a tad faster than when we had fewer cars on this. It's definitely getting through those loops just a bit better. So the first corkscrew is no problem. Let's see if it gets stuck on the second one again. Definitely a bit of a slowdown, which is a little bit worrying. As long as it can get up this hill and through these 2 loops, we should be good. So 30 miles an hour, downhill a little bit here. Just barely gets through the first one and the second one, so we should be good for the rest of the ride. Alright, so not too bad. Let's go ahead and see what the ratings are once this stops. I think the next ride I'm going to make will be within these hills here, because you have a lot of underground room to deal with for a little roller coaster there. Since the ride finally works, I'm going to go ahead and make the exit path. Going to make right here. So the max positive G's vertical 5.6, quite a bit, which is probably in one of the loops, I think. And now we can build the ride entrance to take up this entire area on the ground here. The intensity rating is through the roof at 10.7. I haven't seen one that high in a very long time, so that makes me worried as to how many people will actually ride this. I didn't think it looked too bad. But we'll go ahead and open it up anyway and see what people say. And what else? So these people have been sitting on here for a really long time because it looks like there's no option to set the maximum and the minimum wait times. So we'll just set that to continuous circuit mode, so it looks like people are getting in line for this. Some people say it looks too intense for them, but we'll have to see what these guys think. Let's go ahead and place some trash cans at the exit so that people don't puke on the ground after getting off of this. People are having issues finding restrooms. Well, that's what the maps are for. Right at the entrance of the park. Speaking of the entrance, I guess we'll go ahead and make a bathroom there. And we'll have to do another one over here. And I think I said I was going to make this line much longer than it is now, so I will do that now somehow. I think I'll just make it run around this area. Oops. Let me respond to this message real quick. Let's go ahead and finish making this extended line for this ride. And now we should be able to connect it over here when I am ready to do that. We just have to go ahead and get rid of the beginning portions of it here. There we go. And then I have to modify this section so that it can connect with this piece here. Now we have a much longer line. Looks like people are still getting in line for this roller coaster, which is pretty good news. At least some people are up for the intensity of it. So I added a few more bathrooms. Let's go ahead and make a little area where people can eat. I will remove that sign. And what I'm going to do for this is to first place some basic fencing through here. So all the food places are going to be along there, and then we're going to have some paths here, and the fence basically splits up the path so that you can have benches in between. Otherwise you're going to have an area like this where you can only place the benches on the ends. There we go. Now we will place our paths. And make some more fencing for this split here. We'll put all of our benches here as well. Trash cans will be at the end of the aisles here. And there we go. Q-Line TV. Forgot all about these. Might as well add some somewhere. Let's do the same for this ride, considering how long it is. And we might as well do one for here as well. Should be it there. Let's see if anybody's been on this one yet. Still 0 guests. 4 people still have been on that. The go-kart ride. We've had 45 so far. Not too bad, I guess. Let's finish off this section by adding up a bunch of food places. So of course first we have the burger bar, the cotton candy stall, the chicken nugget stall. Sounds kind of good right now actually. Donut shop, fried rice noodles, fruit ices stall, or I guess ices would be better. Hot dogs, pretzels, and seafood stall. Go ahead and rotate this. So I think that they should change the default rotation. Nope, so I still, oops. Looks like I'll still have to move these around manually. So we definitely don't have any restrictions as to which food places we have. Sub sandwiches. A big foot-long Subway sub sounds kind of nice right now. Soda stall. Coffee shop. The iced tea stall. A huge sweet tea. Cold sounds nice as well. And I think that's it as far as food goes. Let's go ahead and have a souvenir stall. And one more we can fill in. Don't need an ATM because everybody has unlimited spending money right now. And we'll do the t-shirt stall. So that should be enough. Plenty of people should be buying food here, sitting, using the restroom. Let's add another bathroom over here just to be a little bit more convenient. There we go. So the line for this roller coaster is filling up. 4 people have gotten their free on-ride photo. Let's see what people are saying about it. Some people are saying they can't find it. This guy's been saying he's been in line for a really long time, which I don't really understand. Our park rating continues to increase. It's at 888. Let me go ahead and save this. Alright, what's next? Lots of people are coming down this way, which is nice. Since this is where all the cool stuff is, all the food, and this fairly impressive roller coaster. Really long uphill portion, but we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inversions, which is a decent amount for any kind of roller coaster. Let's see, what else? We'll do the log flume next. Actually, let's do a basic quick roller coaster just to fill in some more space. We're going to do the big twister default. Oh, totally forgot about this entire plot of land over here. But first I kind of want to finish building out this area. Should be alright. Go ahead and modify the exit here. You can go straight to the end of this path. Like that. And we can go ahead and block off the rest of this road until I get that built out. We'll open that for, oops, open this one for now. Build the entrance line. Which we're gonna have go over the ride itself. New ride attraction now available, inverted hairpin roller coaster. I'll have to take a look at that next. Twist 1 continues to break down. I might get rid of that ride because nobody's riding it and it has reliability problems. So 3 ride entrances right here. I want this to be a very busy area where lots of people are moving around. The amount of guests continue to increase over the past 4 months. I think once I fill most of this land area with rides, then I'll go ahead and use the cheat to skip ahead of time to win the scenario. Alright, what's next? I guess what's next could be a water ride. So we have a log flume. We have a pretty nice pre-made one called the Splash Mine. It has some decent theming to it already. Let's see if we can place that over here. Not quite the amount of room I wanted, but it might work out. Might work out better here actually. So it just kind of slots into this piece of land over here. Go ahead and leave it there. Open that up and I'll work on the ride line and the exit path. Do the exit first. Do not enter sign so that people don't go through there. Still up to 3 viewers on the live stream for those who are watching this after it's been made. Or no, for those who are watching it right now. Let's go ahead and make the line. We're gonna have it go through here. Over the roller coaster line. Down through here a bit. I'm going to leave the height like this for now. So that is the entrance for that. Gonna have to move this sign back, or we'll just get rid of it for now. Actually, I'm going to replace it right there. I don't think I'm going to build anything else over here, so I'm just going to leave that for the exit of that ride. So we now have a water ride. Looks like 2, 3 roller coasters, a number of decent thrill rides. This long line doesn't seem to be getting too much longer than I thought it would, but we still have some extra line. Anyway. Same for this one, the ride time and stuff is pretty decent for that one, so the line is never too long. And let's see what everybody is doing. So how many people are in line? So people are either on a roller coaster or walking or in line. Obviously, what else is there to do? But it looks like 1/3 of our guests are walking around, so... And the lines aren't really full, so I'm not too worried about that. I'm going to do an advertising campaign for this roller coaster here, because I do want to see this line fill up a little bit more. That's why I made it so long. And let's see what we can do. Does this scenario not give us this option? I don't see anything anywhere about research or how to add a campaign of some sort. So that is where my trainer will come into play. So I will go ahead and switch to that on your screen right now. Let me switch to desktop capture after I add it. And let me fit to screen. So the trainer I'm going to try is 8 cars. Let's see if this one works. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to guests, trams, and huge tram. So this should add more than 100 people to the beginning of the park. So let's go ahead and see how many people we do get. The tram has arrived. I don't see anybody showing up though. Maybe I have to do that when it's not paused. Let me go ahead and try to turn that on again. There we go. So the huge tram has arrived. There's also a large tram which I can use by hitting a key on my keyboard, which is F12. I'm just gonna hold it down for 5 seconds and see how many people show up. So we should be getting an insane amount of people coming in right now. You see how many people are just flying right in. It's too crowded here. Well, yeah, you just got off a tram with 200 people. So quite a few people roaming around now. Let's see, not a whole lot of other things I can do with the, well, I can increase the time, so I'll do that later on when I'm ready to end the scenario. It's been about an hour so far. What I think I'm going to do is build a basic ride of some sort, which I don't have access to. No transport rides right now. Let's see if there's anything I can cheat with to get more. Let's see, count objects, no. Land ownership, no. Border fence. Entry points. Money, which I have unlimited money anyway. No researcher options for this park. Miscellaneous. Huh. I figured there would have been something that unlocks all rides. But it just does not look like that's an option. Make all rides reliable. I'm going to do that so that the twist ride doesn't keep messing up. Guide guests to the bathrooms, no. Researcher, no options there. Staff speed, no. I could give everybody a balloon. Let's promote the let's promote all rides and see what that does. Guests will now ride any ride within reason, of course. So everybody's going in line for the motion simulator. Everybody's going in line for that. People are finally going in line for Twist, which is now 100% reliable, I think. What else can we do? Landscape, no. Activate mountain tool. Don't know why they got rid of that in RollerCoaster Tycoon 2. It is a little bit disappointing to not have all rides unlocked, so what I'm going to do is use a saved game modifier real quick. Let me go ahead and find the other trainer for that. Let's see, saved game modifier, RCT trainer. Not sure if this version of the saved game modifier works for number 2. Nope, do have one called Beast Trader. Let's see, rides, make all rides free, make all rides new. Nothing about unlimited rides, huh? Oh well, we'll just stick with the current trainer that I have and open up that ride. And here we are. So I think what I can do to end the scenario early is just hold the tram button even longer until I get 4,500 people in this park at once. Because I don't have any transport rides, or else I would have built a train or a monorail of some sort to go all the way around this place. This line is slowly starting to fill up. In addition to this, people are still going on the Twist 1, which is kind of nice to see finally. Go-karts are getting people on it. The motion simulator is finally getting people on it. So what else can we build? I could build a lake somewhere. Like a small one over here, but that wouldn't look right. Looks like a merry-go-round will be ours next month. Or I guess in a few seconds, really. So I guess it's time for more roller coasters. We have the inverted hairpin one. That one was unlocked a little bit earlier. Let's just go ahead and build out this pre-made design. It's a really small ride, actually. So we'll just stick that one right there. Not a fan of where the pre-made paths are. So this ride's going to have quite a long exit to it. Actually, no, because we could just have it hook in right here. That should work as well. Whoops. Did not mean to click on that person. Yeah, this ride line or exit's being a little bit longer than I wanted it to be. Let's try going from this piece first. And that works. Let's just get rid of the one we made already. Add a do not enter sign for this. And we'll go ahead and add one for this ride exit as well. So the exit is complete. I'll go ahead and open that up just so it starts moving a bit. Now we have the entrance, which we're going to try and place right over here. Doesn't look like it should be too hard to do. Alright, so we're done. The exit takes people to a completely different part of the park. I think what I can actually do is unlock this section and have this extend itself over to this area. I'll go ahead and do that real quick. So let's go ahead and get rid of that sign, that sign. We'll go ahead and change the theming of this particular type of path to what this area of the park has. So the merry-go-round was just unlocked. Not going to worry about that one yet. And I think we're going to go ahead and dump people over to the little food court area that we have here. We have to bring it down a few chunks early. Looks like it's still too high. Still too high. There we go. And let's have it go straight one more piece. There we go. We will move the do not enter sign over here. There we go. So now pretty much most pieces of the park are now connected in some way. And let's make the theming of this path match everything else. There we go. So that's connected. You can go straight underground to this portion here. Nothing here but a bathroom and a burger place. You can go this way or that way. So it looks like we do have a pretty complete setup going on. Wow, this line is full. Was not expecting that. Alright, so I'm going to start and work on finishing this scenario up, which I think I will do by... Because if we look at the amount of empty lines that we have, we can fit 300 something people in here probably. There are 8 people in line currently, so once that's full, there should be quite a few people. So what I'm going to do is bring on a bunch of new people into the park. So now we're going to have quite a few people here. I think we started at the lower 900s, so let's see how many people we just added. So it looks like we just added a couple hundred people to the park. Let me go ahead and continue to hold it down. Okay, I think that's enough. Maybe just a few more. Okay, now we're done. So we're up to 600 new people since I started this, and it looks like we're going to finish at about 750. Close enough. So we just added 700 people to the park, so the goal of 4,500 could take a little while longer since we have to hold the button for quite a bit amount of time. So it looks like people hit this one and just turn right around instead of going to the left here. So I think I might make a little section here to see where people go. Looks like it is helping people go to the right a little bit. So the line for the up and down ride is pretty much full. The line for twist is increasing a little bit. Still not a lot of people going over here. It looks like people are puking on the ground, even though they can't. I guess I'll just have to add more trash cans. I mean, the bathroom was right there. You could have just gone to it. So we've had 300 people ride the roller coaster I created. So far, we have an average of 396 per hour. It's just a matter, I think, of getting more people to come down to this direction of the park. So this line, we have 324 people in this line, so I think that this line could hold probably 500 people. So the log flume ride, we currently have 52 people increasing on it. We have 65 in the line. This line is filling up a bit. I wish I can do an advertising campaign for this particular ride, but I guess not. I think what I'll go ahead and do is set this to have only one train, which I have to do after I close it. So I'll change this to one train. Because doing that should have, and we'll also do a maximum, no, when we have one train there should be plenty of time for people to get on it. There shouldn't be any waiting or anything. So one train per ride. Let's set this to tests just to make it go. Then we'll open it up so that people will go into the line. So even with a lot more people walking around, there's still a lot of people in line and a lot of extra room for more people in these lines, especially in this direction. So I think what I'll do now is, this guy is mad for some reason. It's too crowded here. Well, it's a theme park. It's going to be crowded. Let's go ahead and add a bunch of extra people. Okay, too bad there's no entrance fee, because then you'd be hearing the cash register ka-ching noises constantly, which is always nice to hear. So we're just about halfway to our guest goal of 4,500, so we're not quite halfway actually. The park rating is going down just a little bit ever since I added all those people. Okay, it just went down again, so we'll have to keep an eye on that to make sure it doesn't get too much lower. And there's no, okay, so there's no actual end date for this, so we just have to make sure that the park rating does not go below 700, which it looks like it might. So what I'm going to do is go to guests, trying to find the option that makes it so that everybody is happy. Make it guests happy. There we go. So now the park rating should increase, I think. Doesn't look like it did anything. It looks like it may have for most people. A lot of people still complaining that it's way too crowded, so I guess I can make a bunch of extra paths that people can walk on. So I'll go ahead and do that, just to disperse the crowd a little bit. So it does look like people are now taking different paths. Let's go ahead and I guess make some more. Let's remove that do not enter sign, and we'll just go ahead and make another path that goes behind some of these rides. I guess what I'll go ahead and do is make this line a lot longer as well. So let's just start removing the line that we have now. Just extend this one all the way all over the place. So we just made the line longer for that. This line might have to be longer as well. So let me go ahead and extend this one a bit. I think what I'll go ahead and do is just fill this entire area with a line. Okay, so that line has been extended by probably double. I guess this ride is just way too thrilling for most people, obviously, since that seems to be what most people are thinking for that ride. Alright, so the park rating is now at an all-time high at 985. Thanks to the cheat, of course. According to YouTube, we're up to 4 viewers. That, I think, is the new high for this stream. Well, let's go ahead and make a new roller coaster. This time we'll go with the... Let's make a basic one, the air-powered vertical roller coaster. And we'll place this one over in this area. Really high supports, really high track though. I'm actually going to make this a little bit shorter. And a little bit slower. Well, not that slow. Didn't want it to go backwards. Let's increase the speed a bit. Let's bring the speed down just a little bit. I think once the train has some more weight to it, it should be able to more easily make it to the top. Let's test it again. Don't want to chance it, so let's increase the speed by 1 tick. And now let's go ahead and make the paths. Add our typical do not enter sign. I'm going to have this entrance go all the way over to this corner. There we go. Should be plenty long enough for the crowd. Let's go ahead and add some music to that. Alright, what else do we have? This line is starting to fill up, which is nice. Still some empty log flumes for some reason. Is this set to continuous? Yeah. Okay. Might as well add some more rides, even if they are based off of presets. This one looks pretty intense. This one doesn't look too bad as well. It has a nice theming to it. Let's see if we can place it anywhere. Yep, so we can place it here. Anywhere over here. I guess I can expand over in this area now. But I kind of like this area because we have a number of other stuff here. So let's go ahead and make this one over here. Pretty decent spot for it, I guess. It just kind of fits pretty well over here. Whoops. I only wanted to get rid of the scenery there. There we go. Let's bring the path down and build it ourselves. Okay, now for the exit real quick. usual do not enter sign. And now we can go ahead and open this right up. How many trains do we have? 4? See, it's hanging off of the beginning of the station there, so let's set it to 3 and see if that's a little bit better. The station itself is really small, it looks like. I don't really want to have too many going on. Let's see. Good there. So is this open? Nope. Now it's open. Forgot to open the t-shirt stall, so let's open that up. All the information kiosks are open. Park rating is starting to go down a bit. Might be time to add some more people to the park. So I'm just going to hold this button down for probably the next little while. Might have to make this line bigger considering how popular this ride is and how many more people are being added to the park right now. This guy's been riding or walking around on the desert for a while, so let's put him back. I guess I'll just keep holding it until we hit 4,500 so I can go ahead and end this video. It's been just about an hour and a half, it looks like. I'll let go of it in 3, 2, 1. See how many people we have. Your park has received an award for being the park with the best roller coasters. We have this one, we have this one that's pre-made, this one's pre-made, this one I made that people don't really like too much. And let's see, we're up to 3,300 people and dropping, it looks like. This guy looks like he's tired, probably waiting in line all day. Not a lot of people seem to be taking advantage of the little benches that we have here. Not a lot of people are really getting the food either. I unlocked the merry-go-round earlier, so we might as well go ahead and place that somewhere. Way up top. Not really the most obvious spot for it, but it works. And now for the exit, which could have attached itself right over here. But the height differences might be too much. Yep, looks like it. So I think instead we're going to have it go in a bit of a different direction. There we go. Easier than I thought. Now we'll go ahead and open it up. This line is definitely getting longer. This is the longest I've seen this line so far. This one's slowly starting to get filled up. This guy just kind of turned around. Let's see what his thoughts were. He wants to go on something more thrilling than that. Well, I have the answer for that, and it is right here. Let's see. This line's still not really doing too well. I'm surprised the water ride's not really picking up a little bit more. Wow, can't believe the merry-go-round's doing this well. Park rating is oh wow. It's on the verge of losing. Let's make everybody happy. Should go right back up to almost in the 1,000 rating. Yep, there it goes, 999. So we almost lost it there. So let's go ahead and force a ton of new people into the park so we can go ahead and wrap this up, hopefully. I never did see what the speed is of this ride once people are actually on it, so let's go ahead and take a look at that real quick. So 78 miles an hour for a moment. Definitely don't have to worry about speed anymore for this. So I think that should be enough to hit 4,500. And as soon as it hits 4,500, it should be finished with the scenario. Wow, so many people here. Any second now. Ah, it stopped it. 44.99, one away from winning. Wow, that was close. Surprised people wanted to go on something more thrilling. This looks like a pretty nice little roller coaster. Well, let's go ahead and do a few more of these trams so we can hit 4,500. Came one away from it being finished. Here we go. 4,500. There it is. And we are finished. Everybody stops and claps. I can enter my name into the scenario chart. There we go. The company value is $435,000. We have 4,700 people in this park. Not a whole lot of rides, so quite a few people are just walking around right now. Plenty of line space though, so at least we know that people are going to be in line for a while. And that is it with this live stream / saved video of RollerCoaster Tycoon 2. This was way longer than I thought it would be, much longer than the one that I did the other day for the first RollerCoaster Tycoon 2, or that doesn't make sense. The first RollerCoaster Tycoon. Saved it, main menu. We are done with this video. If anybody happened to make it this far, if there are any questions you'd like, or excuse me, if there are any videos you'd like me to take a look at for RollerCoaster Tycoon 1 or 2, I can go ahead and take care of that. But that's it with the video and live stream. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.